Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So first of all, I want to apologize for my voice because I'm actually a bit sick. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about reverb pre-delays and how reverb pre-delays can actually help us create separation, but how setting them wrong could also kind of mess up all the reverb sound of your track and just blur everything up completely. So let's look at different scenarios and figure out how pre-delay affects these sounds. All right, so let's put some reverb on the sustain viola and the spiccato and let's see how it behaves. It's really nice. And then let's see the spiccato. So here we're starting to have a problem. The thing is, if the pre-delay is too big on spiccatos and transient heavy elements, what you kind of get is like a dissociation between the dry signal and the wet signal. And in a full track, that will cause really big problems, especially if you have really fast transient heavy passages. So like super fast strings. Oh, this one actually isn't that fast. But basically, the faster the performance, the worse it would be, because what would happen is that you would get the tail of the reverb from the previous note happening during the next note because it's happening so late after. So what does that mean? That means that depending on the tempo of the track and kind of the speed of the passages, you will have to set your pre-delay differently. You could set it at 0 and it would work for any track, but if you set it at exactly 0, you will also get a bit less kind of roominess, because the thing is, in a natural space, you do get the reverb slightly after the original sound, so it is a natural thing to have a bit of pre-delay. However, I would never recommend something more than like 25 milliseconds because it quickly kind of becomes dissociated. And that doesn't really matter with sustained elements, as you can see. Like you could put maybe like 60, 80. It just kind of makes the legato a bit more slurred, that's all it does, but with fast elements, it destroys everything. You start to get this sea of reverb that is much less defined compared to a 0 pre-delay. Check this out, if I just put it back to 0. Of course, when it comes to the blurriness of the reverb, the pre-delay isn't the only thing to watch out for. There is also the tail time, reverb time. If it's too long, it will overlap with the next note and also create this sense of blurriness, which might be too much depending on the track. But the pre-delay is what this video is about, and yeah, it can be one of the culprits. So I would say, depending on the tempo of the track, just go from anywhere to like 5 milliseconds to like 25 or 30 maximum. And pay attention to like how your reverb is going to be working with the fastest elements of the track, and make sure that it's actually working with the fastest elements. Now, you could just put a special reverb just for these fast elements to keep them more defined. But yeah, honestly, it's not really worth doing. It's going to kind of waste CPU and it's not even going to improve the track overall. So I would just recommend like choosing a good whole setting that will work for the type of track you have, and keep in mind the pre-delay time. So for example, for this track, I would probably choose around 20 milliseconds and I would leave it there. And it's going to work fine with everything. If I had like a 180 tempo spiccato string piece with like lots of runs all over the place, first of all, I would put a lower reverb time, and I would also put maybe like 5 pre-delay. But yeah, as I said, it depends on the track. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I will see you in another one. Cheers!